Best believe my list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters. Friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
We're going higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build and fast one people together.
Bang, bang, bang.
It's only up from
We'll take time to reminisce on the richness of our history from the beginning. From the people who came through sugar and change, emancipation through revolution. Hold on, let's back up on the globe. More than the ice cream and gold. Much more than the nutmeg and the clove. Tell the world we are Grenadians. Oh.
3 islands united as one, blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Gender Bias. We are live here and direct right here on the Carnage. I'm your host, Colin Campbell. And before we get into this week's topic, we would like to first introduce our producer, Eddie Greenwich, because today's a special day for him, and we also want him to explain to us the genesis behind this whole project here.
Thank you, Colin, and thank you to everybody, all our guests, anybody who's on the live. Thank you for being a part of this initiative. So, today is a special day for me in more ways than one. And it's because, first and foremost, I'm celebrating my 50th birthday.
Congratulations.
Right? So, woo! So I thought it was an opportune time to celebrate my birthday in a different way, something constructive, something that speaks to society and the discourse and the dialogues that we need to have, and sometimes too often we don't get the opportunity to have. The genesis of this show goes way back before COVID even happened, and it gets keeping put off until, someday you have to realize that you can't keep putting things off, right? So I just want people to understand the whole concept of this show is the name of it, as you see, is gender bias, and its whole purpose is to give a male and female perspective on social issues, whether it is parenting, whether it is relationship, whether it is just social issues, whether it is carnival, the festive aspects of our society, everything, nothing is off the table. The only thing we're staying away from is politics. And maybe religion.
Why are we staying away from politics?
Why are we staying away from politics?
Yes, why?
I think because I think part of it, and that's why we had to have this conversation, because this would help in our maturity. Too often we lack the level of maturity to have conversation about politics without people getting too emotional about it, right? So hence the reason why politics, it's a no-go for now, yeah? So as I said, so this is the genesis of the show, and I just thought, together with the team, persons who came on board and buy into this idea to make this happen, I want to say thanks. And I must highlight that we could not have made this show happen without highlighting one of our greatest pastimes. Some of the greatest deals are brokered, or some of the biggest conversations and compromises happen over meals and a drink. We choose to do it over a drink. So hence the reason you see in the background we have our bar, featured by our bar pros, I'm sure he's going to give us 2 cents when he get the chance. Martin? Yeah. So
Give it up for the barman.
Yeah.
Yay!
And if you realize, I kind of jump the gun and I get a drink early.
You get a drink early.
But
you would take the opportunity to do a toast, because I think it's important and it's significant enough for us. Your 50th birthday today.
Yeah, so we're doing the toast. Are we doing the toast now, or we letting the ladies join in the toast as well?
Well, I believe the ladies should be included in the toast.
We should have everybody.
Out of respect.
Yes, of course.
We're gentlemen.
Of course.
So we'll give the barman the opportunity to,
before we get into as I say, get into the meat of the matter. Let me make sure everybody gets in a drink.
Exactly.
So at least we could take a toast together with the birthday boy.
So they were drinking orange juice, okay? Just pure orange juice. Nothing in it.
Don't make people feel we are the alcoholics here. Because my colleague here, I know he's not an alcohol drinker. So we cater for everybody. You understand? That's the beauty of society. Different people have different choices, and we celebrate all of them.
Are we ready to do the toast? The glasses are charged?
No. We have one more person.
All right.
And after, yes, and all the technical staff will get a drink in the background. I seen all kind of hand waving in the background. So where will you drink? You understand?
No.
All your drink coming.
While we wait for everyone to get their glasses replenished, we say welcome to Talk Entertainment. Just put into perspective, what is Talk Entertainment in your eyes?
Right. Well, my definition of Talk Entertainment, the way I see it, is that there are certain issues and conversations that need to be had, right? And people, just like some people's preferences, parties, some people, what they consider entertainment, going to the beach. A lot of people think when you're going into intellectual and, these kinds of content, it's very sobering and it's very entertaining to them, right? And part of it is too that certain conversations, if you look at it too seriously, although you deal with serious matters, sometimes some people shy away from it. Right. So I think it's important that you package even serious conversation in a way that is more palatable for everybody to be able to consume it, So that's why we say welcome to Talk Entertainment, because I'm very entertained by having a good conversation over some drinks with people. We could have opposing views, right? And even on the opposing views, and that's why we call this gender bias, because we realize even though men as women, we have so much in common, we sometimes see things very differently across gender lines.
Very differently.
So hence the reason, gender bias.
All right, so everyone's glasses replenished. We'd like to give a toast to the birthday boy. Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray.
To 50.
to 50.
Four heat. Nah, I can't sing. Sorry. So,
Me and Grenada in same boat.
cheers, my brother.
Cheers.
Congratulations. So,
Yeah, I give them links.
just very quickly, I really want to give the barman the opportunity to, to speak about your company and what is it that you do, because you do something that is unique in and of itself. So,
Okay, good evening to all the guests, all the persons looking at us live. My name is Martin Alexander. I'm the owner, manager of Bar Pros. We're a bar management company. We provide bar service for large events, small events. As we say, we do from coolers to drinks to ice to waitresses, cashiers, anything to do with bar, we can provide it, right? We're a company we started about 15 years ago, right? And so far, I have to say that it's been good, right? So Eddie, on another occasion when you decide to get married again, of course, we'll do the bar for you. And to the ladies, anytime.
But hold on, boss man. When you say married again, next thing my wife hear this and thinking that I intend to divorce side.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, the barman does always start the confusion. Sorry. My apologies.
Okay,
Right,
let's
so-
say renew vows then.
Yeah, okay, so we
Renew
also do
vows.
it. For you, when you're ready to renew your vows, you can call us, of course.
Definitely.
Right, so again, thanks for having me here,
Yeah.
and it's been a pleasure so far.
Yes. And guys, before we go into, as I say to the meat of the matter, I want to invite everybody on the live. This is a new and different initiative, and we want this to come to a place where this is a platform that the average man or woman could come here and feel that they have a voice, right? You could come down here and decide to be at location and be a part of the conversation, or you could reach out to us and just say, watch now, I'm passionate about this and I want to be on, I would like to come on board and have a conversation one of these days on your panel. We're not limiting anybody. It is for the average man and the not so average, all right?
so even though the settler bougie is not for bougie people, not so for only bougie people.
No, it's not
For
for
everybody.
it's not for bougie people. It's not for bougie people at all. We would include bougie people, but it's for everyone. Yeah. I don't know. It's Colin that say bougie. I didn't say. I just following it. He does say bougie.
A be-
Okay.
All right. So we'll take the opportunity for the female guests here on the platform to introduce themselves. So we'll start off on my right. You introduce yourself and then we'll pass it along.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone. My name is Fayola Edwards. It's a pleasure to be here and to be a contributor to Gender Bias. I am an artist and a dancer. As an artist, I specialize in portraits, urban sketching, and caricatures. And I'm a dancer. I've been dancing for years since I was a child, but I also teach dance as well. Like I said, it's a pleasure to be here.
We expect the unexpected. We're live here on the Carnage. Expect anything to pop off.
That happens in a bar.
Yeah. Happens.
Everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So happy that Eddie invited me here to be this afternoon to join these two lovely young ladies, both on my left and my right. Shadell McNeil, I guess I'm the youngest, right? I guess I'm the youngest. I am a seamstress and costume designer for the band Kaizen, Mass Experience for Caracol. I like being open, expressing myself, expressing things that I think I should have an opinion on, and I'm just happy to be here this evening.
All right, nice. Thank you for coming.
Hi everyone, my name is Bontress Hutton. Most of y'all would know me as the CEO of the Hutton's Way Natural Products, and I also do makeup on a professional level. I'm here to give my views, just enjoy this platform, make it the best, because this is part of airing how you feel. A lot of times you're just talking with your friends, but now you could actually get other persons to hear how you view things. And you guys could also put in the comment section how you think about the topics that we're talking about. What you think, what is your views, and then we could talk about it as time goes on. So thank you for having me. I am so happy to be in the company of everybody here today.
All right, thank you. And the ladies are representing themselves quite well. Lovely pink, different shades of pink, and we appreciate you for coming.
Pretty in pink.
Yeah? No, well, why is the barman wearing pink? I don't know, and I don't understand you have a bias or something?
Yeah, you show any bias.
You show any bias already, but anyway. Oh, and yes, before I forget, I would like to wish the nation's mothers a happy Mother's Day. My mom has been deceased for over, she died since '96, and sometimes I need to remind myself that there are other mothers out there that I need to say happy Mother's Day to. So, to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. All right, so we'd like to introduce our male guest on the platform. Introduce yourself.
So what are you saying? You only have females? Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yusuf Ben. What do I say? IT consultant, biker, photographer. In essence, I like to think of myself as a student of knowledge. I seek knowledge, and I'm here to partake in this, session here as to offer my male opinion. In essence, that many a times, a lot of us male tend not to show up, whether it be church, whether it be rallies, we always tend to be behind. So I try my best to represent as best as I can. Thanks again.
All right. Yeah, thanks for coming.
I don't need to introduce myself again, do I?
No, I don't think you need to. But if you want to, you can. But I think we could get right into the conversation. Now, on today's program, we dare to ask the question, does a household need a leader? And if so, who should lead? So, let's bring in the female. I think,
ladies first.
Ladies first. All right, so any takers? Any takers? You want to open the conversation?
Don't be shy now.
No problem. Does a household need a leader? Yes, I think a household needs a leader. Or maybe it needs more than one leader, I think that there will always be situations where you need somebody leading or taking charge in a certain matter. But who should be the lead? I do not think that that's a question of gender. Who should be the lead should be based on which one of the two involved is maybe is more confident in that area, knows a little bit more about that area, or maybe wants to do it more than the other, So who should be the leader? That's going to change depending on the situation. That's my view so far.
Get your take on that.
My take on it is, just to add a little bit to what she said, it shouldn't have a leader. It should be 50-50, especially in a household where there are both mother and father available or present. But at the same time, not being biased, but I'm voting for the ladies, because from my experience growing up and from what I have seen, men normally go off the lady decision.
Right.
If I have an issue growing up or I have something, go ask your mother. What your mother says goes. So it's basically men giving the woman that preference first, but at the same time, I look at it as ladies or men's reminder. Men are busy. They bring home the money, they help out where they can, they raise the load, they do more of the heavy work.
Right.
The females are there to discipline. They see the tiny details or the little things that need to be fixed. So something is out of place, a mother, a sister, aunt would definitely see it. The father would see something that is more big, but they can still take the role because there are some positions where fathers are single fathers. And at the same time, the sad part of it, some men did make it possible that a lot of mothers, more than fathers, are single parent. So it's that, the women get that high step up where they have to take responsibility no matter what. Or there's not a community, some don't have a family member, they don't have a grandmother, somebody to do it, so they have to do it. They take it on their own. So it's 50-50, but more leaning on the female side to be a better, or should take that part if it is that it's given to them.
Okay. So, all right. So I'll switch my question up for you. Right? Who do you think would make a better leader? A man or a woman? I want to get your take on that. And why? All right?
There's a variation to that question because the thing about it is, I'm old-fashioned. I'll give it that. I love the fact that a man can take lead in his family. I love the fact that a man can be a breadwinner and, just give his family that type of guidance, especially spiritually. But if the man falls short, a woman obviously would have to step in.
Okay.
But once the man is doing what he's supposed to do and he's actually, getting the job done, I should say, then fine. We will take leadership. And, there's a lot of aggressive women out there that men see intimidating because they feel like, oh, you want to take control of everything. But hey, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Because if I see you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I am going to take leadership. I am going to do what I need to do because women know how to get shit done.
Right.
So a lot of the times we want to be soft. We want to be, not obedient. It kind of sounds bad to say obedient, but submissive. We want to be that kind of woman to you as a man in the house.
Bartender.
But sometimes if the man, bartender will be up the thing.
Yeah, you ain't thinking.
But sometimes if the man ain't giving what he's supposed to give, it's like, come on, man. I have to do what I gotta do. You could sit down there and you dilly-dally whole day, and then afterwards, I still have to come back and do it. Because the kids will look at it, yes, it will be kind of bad, the kids looking at it in that way, because you're growing both boys and girls. We want to make sure we grow them in a way that they understand what is their role in the family as well.
Right.
But if there's a dysfunction where the man is not taking up the slack, the woman will lead. It's an automatic thing for us. And that is where you get more masculine women in a sense.
Okay.
They seem to be masculine, but it's just because you just take up a task that a man should have been doing. And the reason why I say I'm old-fashioned is because I believe that in the whole sense of having a man and a woman, it was given long in biblical days that the men is the strength of the household. The women keep everything together with the bond, and we take care and we nurture, but a man was supposed to be the strength of the household. It became a thing where men, some men, I'm not saying all, I'm not bashing any men here, but some men have become softer than women.
Right.
So we take up the mantle and we start doing what we need to do, and we start doing work that guys usually do from before. And now there's no, men job and women job. It's just a job. You do what you need to do to make your money and feed your family. But if there is a man in a household that is, taking care of his household, he's making sure his woman is good, his woman is taking care of him, king and queen mentality, I take care of you, you take care of me, we understand each other, we could communicate. It's not going to be a perfect scenario. Nothing is perfect. There's not going to be a situation where I'm going to feel like if I'm in some la-la land, there is going to be ups and downs, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be disagreements. But we're going to have to be on the same page about something, and we're going to have to be able to agree to disagree sometimes, and don't put toxicity in that whole mix-up.
All right.
If I realize that you're not able to come up with certain things, I should be able to pick up the slack. But if you are constantly dropping the ball,
right,
and I have to pick up the slack all the time, then honey, I am going to be the man and you are going to be the woman.
So I wanna stop right there, because I think it brings into question the whole feminist agenda, right? Because there's a movement, there's a feminist movement out there, and it's almost like they are shielded away from critique. Okay, yeah. So today we're going to critique that. Yeah. I want to bring in my good friend here, Yusuf. You seem to be a traditional man. I don't know, maybe I'm assuming, but I believe you are, right? You appear to be that way. I would like to get your perspective. And do you think that there is a deliberate movement to create dysfunction within the family unit.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. This is how I'll put it. I would say, right on, sister, preach it. However, or I should say, I'll piggyback and let's put it this way. I like to use this analogy. Just as, for example, there is manuals to do everything. Man makes stuff, you make a car, you make a manual as guide on how to use it. I would go back from, you could say spiritual or also from this context. Just as how man makes stuff and he made a manual and you should follow it, I would go along the God context. God being our creator. It's of no consequence what religion right now you are, basically. But I would say he would have created and made a manual for us. And as male and female, we all have roles. You know, I would say not rights and not all that, but roles. So for example, my role is to be a father, a provider, a protector. As a female or mother, your role is to nourish and cherish and take care. So in that context, my take would be men being the head of the home. However, with everything else, there are criterias. So as much being at the head of the home don't necessarily make you the man, just as being a man don't make you a father. So with every role, you have criteria. If you are to be a doctor, you need to fulfill these. So for example, being at the head of the home, as man, you should provide, and as you say, do what you need to do.
Right.
And we have a breakdown in that structure. And because there's a breakdown in that structure, for example, I was talking to my friend here earlier, indicating that we allow boys to be free without restraint as youths. There's no guidance. And the young ladies, we instill in them discipline, and you need to focus and study and do these stuff. So it's multifaceted. Over time, a lot of these instances has created where we are today. So as you say, you're talking about women rights and movements. So because of that, you have role switching and change because we're not following the manual. So all of a sudden, because we're not following the manual, you have men not doing what they need to do as fathers and protectors. So as you mentioned, the lady have to step in. So she seems more masculine and aggressive and want to run things. Still people would say, you didn't see how she have him? But as men, we're the one who, if you would say, allow it or facilitate it. And now that it has gotten out of hand, we're wondering what we're going to do. You know?
Right.
So with respect to movements, it has come so, if you want to say blatant now, that they've been in control for so long that some at the stage where, what do I need a man for? I'm going out, I'm working, I'm bringing in the money, I'm buying the car, this house is mine. What do I need him for? So we have lose focus, and because of that loss in focus, we have these situations. And then now the man feel castrated. Oh, why is she not respecting me? I'm the man here. And she'd be like, you're the man, but what are you doing? This is my house, I paid for it. You know?
So what you're saying is that a man's value is tied to what he can provide?
Yes, it is.
For his family? Okay.
It's tied to what he can provide, and so, but again, because over time they brought us up in such a way that we were left by the wayside. So we lose our focus.
Right.
So now we have to find a way. How do we, the few men who being man, could create that environment that we could nurture and provide leaders and set example
Right.
for both our children. Let's say, for example, you have boys and girls. I'll end here on a quick note. I have boys and girls. I cook, clean, and wash so that the boys could see that, look, it's not necessarily a woman's job, but you have to be able to take care of you first. And the young ladies could see this is what a man should do. And similarly, I out in the yard and I do stuff. So it's multifaceted. And until a lot of us try to do some of those stuff to steer our youths in the direction, we would always have this situation of women wanting to control or men feeling women want to do what they want. So that's my take.
Okay, I want to bring in Eddie here, but I just really want, the female guests here on the panel to just think for a moment, because I'm going to come to you with a question, all right? Is a man's value tied to what he can provide? And if he cannot provide in the ideal way that a man is supposed to provide, is he relevant?
Yeah.
Okay, so ponder on that for a minute. Eddie.
Right.
Yes.
So
You know. No, wait.
Yeah.
We want to bring in Eddie in the conversation. So, Eddie, you've heard what the female...
I've heard a lot.
You've heard a lot.
I've heard a lot.
Okay.
Right? Some of it which is cringeworthy. Right? Some of it, I could see the point of view. So when I think of leadership, right, I think of responsibility, right? It is important to understand that leadership, as I said, comes with responsibility. And if, let's say, for instance, and responsibility is not just about monetary responsibility, providing for one's family, right? And when I speak to that of family, I know because we live in the Caribbean, we have not just we have marriages, we also have the common law unions where you have men and women living together, right? The things that really bothers me the most about some of these conversations is that when it comes to that of leadership, I find the conversation of leadership always comes up when it comes about power. And when I said power is decision making, right? And I must point out that I don't know of any system that works that has dual leadership. So I'm not a proponent of a 50-50. I don't think there's any such thing, right? I think when we speak to that of equality, equality speaks to that of us as human beings, we are equal. But in terms of hierarchy in any system, I think you should always have a leader. And in a context of whether it's marriage, or even in a common law, I think the man holds the head of the home. Now, I'm saying this in the context as well that it is my experience most of the most religious people that I've ever come across are female, right? Very religious, but it kind of grinds my gears that they're religious conveniently because you're religious, but yet you don't want to put yourself in a position and administer and live by the rules that is said. And let me just say, I'm not a religious person, right? So when, for instance, I don't want to quote scripture, but my essence is that the man should be the head of the home, right? And if he bears the responsibility of whether it is not just financial, but the security of the home. And when I speak of security, because I'm the kind of person, if you and I would play devil's advocate, me and you living in house, okay, you want to be the boss. In the middle of the night when shit happens, you go outside with the cutlass and see what's going on. You understand? Don't call, right? And it is always good. It is a good song bite to say, I ain't mine here. On a
But in reality, we know.
On a platform like this. But the reality, the average woman, when stared in the face with another man that is willing to dish out violence towards you, that I ain't mine would be a whimper very quickly. You understand? So my thing is that women cannot conveniently want us as leaders when it suits them. In my home, I am the leader. It has nothing to do with if I bring in the most money. It has nothing to do whether or not I heard reference to falling short. I don't know what falling short is, right? Because you could be, for instance, an entrepreneur. You could be in something, and you could be earning more money than your mate. It has nothing to do with leadership. There's a lot of people that has the potential to make lots of money, and they can't lead, right? So at the end of the day, my perception about leadership is about who bears the responsibility. The man bears the responsibility because at the day, when it comes down to it, You supposed to be able to put your life on the line for your family. How many women will tell themselves that, okay, I'm not saying there isn't, I think there is. But how many people will put their life on the line, stand in front of a bullet, stand in front of a vehicle and make sure and push the family out of the way and sacrifice their life? You understand? I will do that. You understand? So that is my idea of leadership, and that's why I always advocate for men to be leaders. And I don't believe that it is as extreme as sometimes it is, that this whole coloring book is colored as though we have very few men. And ladies, I always like to say the few men that people make reference to now and say, okay, we don't have much men these days or whatever it is. I heard one of my colleagues on the other side made reference to the fact that we have a lot of even single women. It means that if you're talking about we have men that are now inadequate of being what you consider to be a real or a leader, you have to take some of that responsibility, because by and large, the same single parents are dominated by ladies. So it means that maybe you're not doing a good job of raising men.
Okay. Wow. Eddie? All right. Yeah. Well, let's get your take on that.
Yes. So, first of all, you asked about if we think a man's value is tied to what he can provide. And I think that's quite possible. I mean, if they're saying it, we have to believe them. If they're saying that that's how they feel, then we have to believe them. But I want to take this, I look at that, I want to take it a little bit out, because which human being does not want to feel productive, does not want to feel like they're contributing to the space, to the people around them? And I'm saying that all of that to say that men aren't the only ones who feel that their value is tied to what they can provide. And it's not just what they can provide, but just a sense of being a contributing member to the space that they're in, to the people around them, to their loved ones, right, and so on. So that value that they have, yes, it's valid, but don't women have that value as well? And also, don't we have other things that contribute to our value? Yes, and I just want to raise that point. Eddie spoke about
bearing the responsibility of raising dysfunctional men who are inadequate leaders. Women have to take some responsibility.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I mean, there was so much that was said. Even my teammates here. Yeah. That's why sometimes I think we shouldn't always split it in the middle. It's men versus women, because I agree with some things that they say, and I disagree. I agree with some things that the men over there say, and I disagree with some things that they say as well. And I've heard what. So basically, there's so much, but I'm going to choose because I don't want to take all the talk. But just to talk about what Eddie said, I've heard that so many times from men. Women want to lead, but when the thief come in the night, they want to push the man forward to go and protect. Okay, and I don't want to misquote you, but I heard you say something along the lines of
Bartender, I feel like you can't drink it.
Bartender, replenish your glasses, please.
I feel I might need to have a drink to respond.
All right.
Yes,
continue, sorry.
Yes, there's a kind of, I'm uncomfortable with the comparison between wanting to lead and being able to protect.
Okay.
Okay? I think that it sounds like it's either you lead and you're able to protect, and you're gonna get up your gun or whatever, or you can't lead at all. And I don't see why that should be so.
Okay.
It's a kind of a false dilemma for me. Okay? Why can't someone be able to lead, and then maybe they're just not, that's not their area? But the truth is, I think that if anyone is being attacked, they're going to try to protect themselves. And maybe some might be more successful at it than others. And I think maybe men are the ones who are, traditionally, we know men to be the one who will take up their arms quicker.
More equipped.
But then maybe they're more equipped. Maybe,
Yeah.
y'all are stronger. Y'all are generally stronger than we are. Okay? So maybe you fit the role better. So why not? Why not protect? But does that mean that a woman cannot lead? Does her not being able to protect as well as a man mean that she is not able to lead? That's my question. I don't see why.
Hold on. Before Eddie responds, I just want to make sure that I put what you say into context. I'm listening to you, and you're saying that if a woman can lead in a particular situation, she should be allowed to lead. If the man is a good leader in terms of finance, then he could lead that department. But if he is not a leader in terms of protection, and let's say you know martial arts,
Yes.
then you should be the protector?
Listen, whoever gets to that thief first should be the protector. I don't think we should just boil it down to man and
Okay, honestly.
I don't think we should just boil it down to that.
I'm just
Yeah.
being...
And also I just want to highlight that I'm not just saying that. I am indeed saying that wherever one is able, then they should lead. Okay, but I want to highlight that I'm saying that their inability to contribute in one certain situation does not disqualify them from being able to lead. That's where
That's all right, Eddie.
I think I want to jump in here.
Right?
All right, the barman.
Well, when you're doing a bar, you always the barman always have a piece of wisdom to add to it.
I am neutral, even if I'm wearing pink.
I know you bias. You can't
Bias
find
right
one
now.
pink.
Equating leadership with strength. No. You can't equate leadership with strength. Then you will have a bias towards male, right?
Right.
I just want to throw it in here because we're talking about leadership. What about in terms of leadership in raising a child? Most of the time, you find that the mothers are the ones who, step in, they're the more disciplinarian and so forth, and the father normally take a back seat. So in terms of leadership, when it comes to raising a child, in terms of discipline, and I want to show you a series of videos that we see going around with the guy from Trinidad, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel?
If we follow that, we see there's a pattern there. If we follow the situation with Ezekiel, we see there's a pattern. So when it comes to leadership, I think that we should keep that on our road in terms of raising a child. Who is the better parent? Is it the male or is it the female?
Well, can I? Oh, go ahead.
No, I think we're throwing it over to the men first.
I don't mic. No mic. Hello? You guys all you want me to talk, I feel you turn off my mic, all kind of thing.
Sabotage.
Sabotage, already. I realize, it's slanting. I see the bass right now. Yeah, so one of the things I want to qualify, right? A good leader always seeks counsel from his partner, right? So I want to make this absolutely clear. It is not about, to me, it would be chaotic, and I don't know of any system that works effectively whereby, okay, use a leader on this and use a leader on that, however the case may be, right? Leadership requires serious conversation, serious compromise, and always seeking counsel when you're not sure or you may not be, I don't want to say expert, but your partner might be more equipped to do something or might be able to offer a different perspective in an area. It's like being a manager of a company. Most managers of companies that lead companies, multi-million-dollar companies, do you think that they know every nut and bolt of every aspect of the company? No, they don't. There are exceptions to the rule where they have managers that make it their duty to find out every in and out. But that's why I have such things, that's why they have specialization. They have people that are specialized in things, so you put the best people to handle the areas that they're equipped to handle. And in the same context, when you're dealing with parenting and you're dealing with relationship, right? The leader seeks counsel when he's making a decision. I'm saying he because I am still advocating that as a man, you should lead your household, right? You should lead your household, right? And it's not just about strength. Yes, it's not just about physical strength. I think a lot of us are wrong long enough to see some very puny men dealing with, walking around with some very robust, very strong women, and we know that put in a position the woman could handle them. But that should not be the qualifying factor. It's not always about physical strength, and that's why I said earlier on, it has nothing to do with who's making more money, or it's not just that. I was just using, right, an example, right, because a lot of times when we make pronouncement or we make assessments, we do not look at the whole picture. We are fixated on one part of it. We look at this portrait, and as an artist yourself, we may look at the sun and we love the radiant, nature of the sun, and we just love the sun. But we ain't looking at the dry leaves on the ground because of that the sun bleach and cast on the ground. We have to look at the whole picture, right? And I just use that as one of the antidotes or one of the things that we speak to that of leadership. As I say, it comes with responsibility. And when I say responsibility, I'm speaking to that of all that you are shouldered with as a man, right, that leads your household, right? So I just wanted to qualify that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So, you guys can hear me?
All right. So
Yes. So, there was a lot said. A lot. A lot-ish.
She have a lot to say.
So, I am really... Okay. As I said before, I believe the man should be the leader. Even though I'm on the female side, I'm not saying that because I'm trying to support the men in this kind of gender bias conversation.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that if you are going in a situation where you're trying to be egotistic about it and saying, "Oh, men should lead because I'm a man, or because I'm strong, or because I have more directives than you, or because that's just the way it should be," then no.
okay.
We need to be on the same page. And for a man to lead, the people that he's leading need to actually accept him as a leader. Woman, children, everybody in the household. And if, as I said before, if he's not doing what he needs to do, and it's not only about financial. I realize a lot of people, especially on social media, it's all about the financial. Oh, if he can't make money and he can't bring the money, he's not gonna tell me what to do. But there's so much other things. I could even do a scenario where I was in a relationship where both of us were working late. And he came home first, and then when I got home, there was no food cooked. And he's like looking at me, and I'm looking at him like, "Hello? Both of us going to work. You going to work, I going to work. You waiting for me to get home to cook. So why couldn't you cook?" So it's like the leadership part of it kind of gets sideways when a man just thinks, "Okay, I'm a leader, so I'm not supposed to do certain things.
Right.
I'm just supposed to bring in the finances. I'm just supposed to pay the bills. I'm just supposed to be the man of the household." No. You can help. You can assist. As women of childbearing status, if you have a baby or you're pregnant or you're dealing with multiple children, you need a man to assist you. So please, don't ever think that, okay, it's about the finances, about how much we're making. I don't care how much you can make less than me. Once you are showing me that you're a man that is going to assist me, a man that is going to be there, and a man that knows his role, then yes. The finances is not everything. I'm not saying I want to be with somebody that literally, struggling in life and they don't want to go up. They have some people that struggle and they don't see progression in their life. They don't try to progress. They don't try to get a job. They don't try to do other things. There's a situation in life where you could be down, but you don't have to be out. You could be down and you could try to get yourself back on your feet. And as a woman, we could assist you. We could do things. We could help you out with things. Both of us supposed to level off and balance off each other with the weaknesses and the strengths. So it's not just a man thing, oh, I'm the leader, and you can't tell me what to do. I have to listen to you. That doesn't work. As you said, the woman, you would take, input from the woman, which is fine and good. But I don't like anything where it's an egotistic kind of way where you feel like, hey, I'm the man and you can't tell me what to do because I'm the leader of the household. That does not make sense to me. Or you can't do anything other than because you feel it's a woman's task and that's not a man's job. Next thing, financial thing off the plate, that is not an issue. Everybody has a certain standard. Every woman you meet have a certain standard. You would see a woman, as we were talking about in the beginning, the bad and bougie. You meet a bad and bougie, you know you have to spend your money. You meet a simple woman, you know she does so thing, you could manage that. You meet somebody that's already business, you don't have to give them nothing, they just there for their sake, as they say, I'm talking a little broken English here. That's that's what you're dealing with, you can manage that. Deal with who you can manage. Don't deal with people that is above your pay grade. Please. So you always be on the same level. If that woman is above your pay grade, you would know. Since you see her walking up to you, I can't manage that. Move it on. Keep it moving. Even though you give her 2 drinks and she's smiling for you, she probably high. Move it along. Enjoy the cruise, enjoy the party, and move it along because you would not be able to maintain that type of woman. But if you know you can maintain that type of woman, then definitely go ahead and do it. But they have some women that is not just out of your league, it's just out of your pay grade. Simple as that. And that's not a bad thing. Everybody's not for everybody. As the old people say, all bread have cheese. Yeah. Last thing, I'm talking for all the single women in the whole wide world right now. You're real compost. You're compost, but you're not there. So when it comes to securing the family, I have been in a household for 11 years without a man. A boy is in the household. He's not a man yet. He's going to be a man soon. A boy is in the household, but he's not a man yet. And if anybody tries to get into my house, and I am awake and alert, he will see Jesus Christ or the devil very soon. And that's not a warning. That's not me talking and anything. Because I protect my household. I don't need to call somebody on the phone and say, come and protect me, come and bring a gun. No. I will do what I have to do with the resources that I have inside of that house to protect my household because I don't want nobody to hurt me, my family, anybody that's inside of that house. Even though there's a man inside of that house, I will protect. Because if I am the first one that encounters that intruder, it will be me and them. I know the person might be stronger than me. Whatever it might be, I will try to do what I can do to tackle that person or to try to take down that person. If it doesn't work, within that time, somebody should be able to call the police or somebody should be able to do something else to help the situation. But I'm not going to sit down there and run like if I see a rat and start calling people. That's not going to happen. So protecting your household is not only a man's job. Even though the man is still a leader in the household, a woman can still see. I see now, if you watch recently, there was a video where a woman literally fighting with people, and her man was right there with the child, holding on to the child, and the woman legoing puff. So it's not about, even if he's the leader, if you encounter somebody first, and you realize you have the upper hand, take it. Do what you need to do. As motherly instincts, you just want to protect your family, protect your children, you want to protect. And then the last thing, don't ever think that a single mother is raising disgruntled men to come into the world and disrupt the whole dynamics of a man leading because we are just single and we don't know how to lead. Single women are forced to lead. We are forced to lead, and not because we all choose it. Some women choose it. We have a choice. We choose to be single. Some women are single because the man leaves, or some other situation may happen, which is unfortunate, but that's just life. But if we have to bear a child and take care of a child, a male child, and show him the ropes, it doesn't mean because we don't have a penis we can't do it. That don't mean that because we don't have a penis we cannot lead that little boy. And I've seen it happen. Over the years, I've seen great men in society have single mothers. But there are some who are in jail, yes. That does not mean because their mother is single or because she's not able to lead. She is the cause of this man being who he is.
Exactly.
So that is for now.
Just to
Hold
add,
on. I need to interject here.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, somebody on the live that want to know if she's single, if she available. Yes, and somebody asks. Okay.
But then I have a million figure.
No, not for me, for the,
Well, let us always ask about bartender.
So can I jump in?
the
Can I jump
bartender
in?
is like the counselor in most situations.
Yeah, the bartender.
Most situations.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, tell them come
But-
with the papers.
but-
I
but-
want
but-
the whole list to make sure everything all right.
But you,
Just to add a little bit to what she said, I agree to disagree to some of the things, but I think everybody here today taking the word leadership too hard and too deep. Reason why I'm saying that is really and truly, I know you don't agree with my 50-50. I'm not going to go back to 50-50, but
50-50
teamwork.
I believe
Teamwork
I like
is
that one.
something very important.
I like that.
A woman might not be able to handle money, the man can do it. A woman might be better at disciplining the children, the man cannot do it. So it's teamwork, and at the same time, it's not just to blame the mother that she didn't grow the child, because thinking of how a child come up, whether it's a male or a female, they go in different environments, different institutions where they're surrounded with people from different households. They capture different expression, they grow into different things, whereas I can grow up my child properly, but just because he attended a school, after he finished school, he followed wrong crowd, he end up somewhere wrong. So it's not really the mother to blame or the father to blame. Everybody have their life to live. It's just guidance that a mother or father can only give to a certain age, right? So a lot of people blame mothers because it's mostly single mothers. But then at the same time, not to disagree with you, but some mothers out there don't give the fathers the opportunity to be the fathers that they want to be. There are situations like that, right? And just to be a little bit more broad on it, some fathers think, okay, I need to be in my son's life when he's going behind a young lady. I can tell him the cons and the pros, but basically you can be there from very small. Show them how to pee, show them how to read, show them how to speak. You know, show them different things that the mother can show as well. A mother can help the male or their son to do something. Just the same, a single father have to learn to teach their female or their daughter how to do something. Just the same, a woman have to do it. So it's more on teamwork rather than to say, I'm the leader of the house or I'm taking the responsibility.
okay, so I would say excellent on both of your side. However, I would still come back to, I don't necessarily want to say scriptures, but roles. Sometimes we take it literal. I prefer to use the term roles. Now we're saying head and leader. Are they really the same? We use it interchangeably. But is it really the same? Or sometimes we take it too literal. So for example, being the leader, in my opinion, in this case, let's say we're talking about a man as a leader. He has to know when to let her lead. It's just as you talk about organization. In this case, he has to let her lead in whatever areas she's more proficient.
Exactly.
Now, he is still being the leader.
Exactly.
A leader delegates,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
He delegates and counsel accordingly. And as my brother mentioned, with consultation. So it's not a case where you say, look, as a man here, just do what I say. I've spoken.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just do.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I jokingly, the wife would say, I would just, and we know it's a joke, have this pun where, look, I've spoken, and she would just laugh. True. Now, with respect to, sometimes many a times you get caught up with this thing about finance. And too often, because of how we push it, women feel because they make more money and have more money, they're in charge.
Yeah.
And they run things. And society, in my opinion, somewhat warps that, meaning you're making more than the man? Or your boy comes in, boy, you weren't making more than your boy. How you allowing that? And you're asking yourself, seriously? He, not thinking, takes it personal. Of course, he taking advice from somebody who have nobody. And start giving her attitude, and then she start giving more attitude because she bringing the money. But my take is this. Whether married or unmarried, you're in the household. We have to face reality. There's a lot of unmarried household and single. You have to now decide this. Hear what? She making more the money, and I making less or not making. Our roles is the same, but because of how the dynamics change, I can't get a work or whatever is happening, I'm going through a rough patch. So she's out working. My job now is to do my part. I might be able to bring in the finance, but I could make sure the house clean. As you mentioned, I can make sure I have food, I pick up the children. So it still gives me value. I don't feel belittled, because what would tend to happen now, she going and pick up the children, she bringing in the money, she still have to come and cook and clean. Of course there's a pressure on her. And of course, she would be watching it. You're a waste of time. What are you, a man or mannequin? Or as the old school we know, you're anti-pim-pim. You know what I'm saying?
A long time I hear that word, bro.
And that takes away from you for a man. Even if you're not making, you create the environment home that is not one. You ain't going and drink and come home and behave bad. You create the environment home that everybody is comfortable. So as much as she might be doing more financially, you could still play your part.
But Yusuf, let me just say something. The whole moving of the goalposts, when it comes to that of finance and using finance as a yardstick, as it relates to power or hierarchy, has never been driven by men. Has never been. This is something that has come about whereby, and Curlan alluded to it to some degree, that's asking the question, does a man not have value if he cannot bring something to the table, right? And whether or not maybe because of social media now highlights these things so much, all you see outside there is that by and large yardstick women measure men by is what they can bring to the table financially, right? And it is sometimes it is really sad because life is very transactional, because there are times that the man might be bringing in a lot, right? As you say, he could have lost his job, right? And in that transition, he may not be in that position, right? But if you look at the statistics points it, right? Now, a lot of relationships and marriages are come to an end, by and large, because it's dominated by women bringing them to an end. And if you go and you do your research as why these 80% of marriages end, women that file for divorce, right? When I speak to that, I do not speak to the exceptions to the rule, the exceptions to there are women, and I want to just say, I grew up in a female-dominated household. I grew up with my mother, my grandmother, aunts, uncle, you know. So I'm a big advocate for the extended family. I think it's the best system there is, right? When you're talking that, because you have so much more support, right? And that's why I talked to that, and I even alluded earlier on to about protection. You see, as a woman, you have to look at, and you addressed it and said, okay, if you or your children is in harm's way, right? And you might be single, so you do not have that. You don't have a choice, right? But I'm speaking more so to whether it's a marriage or whether it is a common law situation. Protection is not just physical. when you have children in the picture, in my opinion, your job is to make sure our children, because they might be scared out of their minds, that you are protecting them while I'm trying to nullify whatever threat there is. It can't be you and I side by side, right? Both of us running out to the, you and out back door, that cutlass, I run out in front, and the children, and when we catch ourselves, the person come through the back window, and we children exposed. What about our children? Who protecting them? You understand? So when I talk in protection, right, and we talk, I'm not talking physical. I think everybody has their role, as you point out. We all have our roles. Some people don't like the term roles because we say there's no roles have become fluid now. You know, it's all kind of different things, right? But protection is not just about, just one out. It's about you understanding where you are in your relationship. As I said, you speaking to that of your experience as a single mother, right? At the end of the day, that's a whole topic that I don't even want to borrow into that, because we're going
Don't touch that topic today.
That is a whole topic for a different day.
That's another show. A matter of fact,
yeah, because she talk about male
week.
fathers. There are statistics to talk about that too. But I ain't even going down that rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay, sure.
Just to add a little bit. Another thing is I think both male and female need to give each other chances, whereas if you letting the man lead, let him do what he wants to do, both in taking care of the children, taking care of the household. Because look at it like this, Mother's Day is coming. You tend to see 90% of the island outside for mothers. Yes, there's a lot of single mothers out there, but when father's times come around, it's 30% of the island that's outside.
30, you say? 10?
They don't show up for Father's Day.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not a mother, and I'm not coming down on mothers, because I really want to know when is auntie there. I'm a good auntie. I turn out. I support as an auntie. But, I mean, for my father, I put out as much as I could when Father's Day come. But mothers, yes, they need the attention. They need a lot. They need they need the outing, they need the love, but fathers need to get the praise. So it could be a little equal, Tell a mother, tell a father, you're strong, you're beautiful, you're doing a good job. But if they're messing up, just the same as, females just be like, on all this side, They'll be like, hey, you're messing up. But I think the thing is, some men don't tell the woman when they're wrong. They don't tell them you're messing up.
Do you want to be told that you're wrong?
Not all the time we like it, but if you do...
No, that's my job is to start confusion.
Not all the time we like it, but if you do, maybe you will get less percentage of women being, I'm independent, I don't need to depend on... Sorry, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying, sometimes men need to stand up and be like, I don't like what you're doing, maybe you can... Because if we're having a problem, we are going to tell you guys about it. Definitely, if I'm having a problem.
Yeah, and we will accept your criticism, but when we criticize, we get 2 weeks of silence and we're mashing up and
Sweetheart, it's all about
mouth stretch long and you have to take out your own food and this kind of thing.
What do you feel has happened when you're just a yes man? Like if you just yes, okay,
exactly.
Yes, you find a woman that's
Hold on, while we're on that topic, you realize that the two become one in marriage, except when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
There's not supposed to be a my money when it comes to marriage, eh? You understand? So if we together,
Depends on the couple, actually.
no, but the two become one in every aspect, right? Because
but hold on.
Couples put
So
their-
why it
put their
can
resources
be-
together.
But
it's
what you
supposed to be
say-
no my money.
But
There's not supposed to be my
she's
money.
correct in saying that it depends on the couple. But largely, right, when it comes to women, men money is we money, their money is their money. We know that.
So why it can be my money, our
support
money,
you on
his
that.
money? You have, we have, you have.
I think that's
That
a
is
good
a smart
segue to
idea.
another show that we should bring that topic
Yeah.
on
I
another
apologize.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, my money. Yeah, my money.
I see a pen
Yeah.
and paper.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, my
I
money.
don't know. So this is an opportunity for us to, just sum up this conversation. But I just want to bring you in because I really want to pick your brain. When and you would be speaking on behalf of all women. I'm sorry to put you on that plate. But
That's okay, I
when you
can
hear
do
the
that, I
word
can do that.
submission, what comes to mind? Very quickly. Submission, what comes to mind?
Submission.
Yes. Is it a bad word? How do you perceive?
That laugh looked like a tough question.
Yes, yes, I think that submission is a bad word. And I'll tell you why. And it's because of submission, the history of submission. People try to tell me all sorts of things about what submission means today. But submission is submission. It means that one
Subjugation?
it's a
okay.
subjugation. One is under the other,
Okay.
and one has to yield to the other. You know, who gets to decide? Okay, so there are all these different versions of what submission is,
Right.
but in the day-to-day with a man and a woman, who gets to decide
I
how
don't want to interrupt, but I want you to
hold
answer
on.
this. I want you
Hold
to
on.
answer this.
Hold
Do
on.
you submit to your boss?
if I submit to my boss?
Hey,
Yes.
Eddie, what you trying to start there, Eddie?
Of course. But hold on, I'm going to finish my point. I'm
Yeah.
going to finish
So
my
I wanted
point,
you
Eddie.
to just throw it
I
in
wanna
there so you
finish
can
my point.
answer it as well.
I want to finish my
Yeah.
point. My relationship
Mhm.
with someone who I chose,
Mhm.
who I was friends with at one point and I fell in love with. And I chose to form a family and a household with that person. Why should that relationship be compared to my relationship with my boss? That's number one. And number two, I'm going to finish my point. All these different versions of what submission means in the day-to-day runnings of a household. Who gets to decide how submission plays out? Because in one household, submission plays out that when a man comes home, it doesn't matter if the woman was working or not, she does everything. Okay?
Right.
If she gets out of line, she gets, chastised or whatever. And I'm sure that any of you over there, you'll think that that's harsh. But who gets to decide? Because he's still leading his household, isn't he? But
It's culture.
my problem is, who gets to decide how that leadership plays out? And that is my main problem with head
The leader.
and submission.
The leader.
And if you're going to leave it to the leader, then you know what? Some people are going to get abused. That's all.
Oh, wow.
So,
All right.
so the leader, so in other words, right? Just on that scenario, you just, if let's say for instance there isn't a leader, you said who gets to decide? That's the importance why every system or group or organization, a leader is essential, right? Because whether the decisions are tough or easy,
Right.
the decisions have to be made. The problem is never going to go away. We can, and that is why you have such a high rate of divorces, because problems that never get solved and get swept under the rug. I know we need to wrap up now, because I know Colin keep kissing, right?
Yeah, well, I have to jump in. Because I don't
never-
want it to get too heated. We
Yeah.
need to say something for next week.
All right, okay.
All right.
So time to wrap up.
Can I jump in here? One thing, please.
If we keep
You
jumping,
have-
we go have a
you have-
pool party.
You have 4 seconds. You have 4 seconds. Counting now. Yes, 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole submission thing, it is possible for women to be submissive. I agree with submission.
Right.
But the man has to be able to be that type of man that she wants. It can't be an abusive man. It can't be a man that's just, egotistic, because there's going to be a failure. The woman is going to feel like she's being abused. She's going to feel like she's being belittled by that man.
Right.
But if the man is on the same page with her,
Right.
her submission is easier.
Okay.
It's something she could ease into. It's something she could let down the walls that she's putting up.
Right.
And she can feel safe with that man.
All right, I need to jump in here, and we need to bring this conversation to a close. Guys, I really appreciate we have some strong presence from the female and also as well from the men. Good points raised on both sides. We welcome this conversation, guys, and we would like you to stay tuned to Gender Bias for another fantastic episodes. We would also like to give shout outs to our sponsors. And I think, Eddie, you know some of the sponsors. We actually have Dean's Mattress.
Yeah, we want to say thanks to Dean's Mattress. We want to say
Thanks to the
Bar Pros and the
Bar Pros.
By the way, I need a drink.
Yeah, Grenada Trade
no,
Center.
no,
Grenada
no.
Trade Center.
No.
Grenada
this one,
No
we
more
wanna
drink for
be
you.
no, we want to be very specific. Classic lighting, because without them, we couldn't have power here to make this thing. They do solar power generators. Guys, things are changing. You can put a generator in the sun and get power. This was all powered by a solar power generator. So thanks to Classic Lighting, these mattress, thanks to everybody who made this possible, right? Thanks to Brizan's Deco, they come and they give us their service. Thanks to all the persons who came and gave up their valuable Saturday time, all our contributors, Colin. Thanks to Just School, Just School Photos, Just School Entertainment, Just School Media, everything. You understand?
Everything.
Thanks to everybody who made this possible, guys. This is just the beginning, and I think this will just keep going from strength to strength. And I want to remind everybody's invited to be a part of this. We have too much conversations that we need to have that we shy away from. So let's package it in entertainment.
All right.
Amen
wonderful.
to that.
There you have it. All right, guys. Until next time. Goodbye.